Let's see what kind of operations and built-in functions we have. First of all, we have these mathematical operations. I think no need to explain anything. Everyone are aware of that. Logical operations. We have AND here. Both conditions should be true. For the OR, at least one of the side should be true. Here we have not. Not means retrieve employee spec where this condition is false. It's not true. We have some number operations here. For example, round, sale, and floor. All of them are for rounding the number. One of them you will use mostly, but there's a small difference between them. So we have ABS, which returns the absolute value of the number. We have mod, which returns the remainder of the division. For example, when you divide 10 to 3, remainder is 1. If you pass minus 45, it will return just 45. String operations. Length gets the number of characters in the string. Upper converts all the letters to uppercase. Lower converts all the letters to lowercase. Trim removes spaces from the beginning and end from the both sides. Concat joins the multiple strings together. Substring extract the part of string. That example starts position 1 and gets 4 characters. Replace, it replaces part of the string with another value. In general, we have a lot of string functions, but these are the main ones. Let's practice the string operations. For example, I want to retrieve the name and the length of the name from employees table. So if I execute this line, it will give me the Alice. Length of the word is 5. Here it's 3, it's 7, and so on. Here I will get the name and uppercase version of the name. It will be converted to uppercase. Alice, Alice, Bob, Bob. Here we have a lowercase version. So here we have concat. We will combine columns and static values together. So let's see how value will look like. It will be Alice earns 70,000, Bob earns 50,000, and so on. It helps you to combine the values to show the meaningful result. To take the substring from the department. For example, let's execute this. It's engineering department. I want to get only the first 3 letters. It starts from 1 and it takes 3 letters. We have a replace where you can replace this value with the new value. So let me execute this. Let's see how can we use it on the table. We can use it like this. Select department, comma, replace from employees. Now we need to change this to the department. In department, replace the HR with human resource. So now it will replace all the HR to the human resource. So let's execute this. So you see, we had HR here, but now it's replaced to human resource. That's also useful. This is the replace. Another one is trim. Trim removes spaces from beginning and end. For example, if I execute this line, it should be like this, but there was spaces on the both sides. These ones are the main string functionalities. We have also some date operations. First one is a now function, which retrieves the current date and time. Current date retrieves on the current date. It retrieves current time. It extracts a year from this value, 2025. Extracts month from this value. This extracts day. It gives you only the date in this value. It gives you only the time in this value. Here you can add 10 days to this value. Here we can find the difference between these dates. It's 10 days. Let's see all of them in practice. If you execute this line, It will give you the current date and time. This one gives you the current date, gives you current time. So what else we have here? This one extract year from this value. If it's value like this, you should add date in front of it, but its column name, it has already type date. That's why no need to write it. For example, if I execute this line, it will give you the error because it's already column and has type date. No need to write it here. I will remove it. Let's execute the line. Now we have all the years extracted. We'll remove it from others as well. Here we have all the months, all the days. So here we can extract only date from this value. Here we can extract only time. So we can add 10 days to this value. So this value, it was 15, now it's 25. So we can find the difference between the states. Conditional operations. We have case here. It represents the if-else logic. For example, if I run select grade from students without this part, it will return the numbers like this. But if I add this case here, then it will return grade and also another column as a letter grade where I'm representing these numbers as a character. Here I'm converting number to the character. It says in the case when grade more than 90, return A. When it's more than 80, return B. In the rest of the cases, return C. We have two more conditional operations that we need to know. First is Coalesce, another one is NULLIF. Coalesce accepts unlimited number of the arguments. For example, here we have 4 different arguments, and first not null value is SQL. That's why it returns SQL back. Let's understand what's the use case, why we need it. Imagine without this Coalesce, we have only select nickname. What will happen? If nickname is null, select query will return back the null. In that case, if nickname is null, it will return name. If name is also null, then it will return surname. If nickname is missing on a database, you can return something else. That's absolutely useful. NULLIF accepts 2 different values. They can be 2 different columns. If 2 values are equal, then it will return null. If they are different, it will return only the first value. We need it here. Let's see the use case. If we have only select amount and divide quantity, there is possibility that quantity can be 0. If quantity is 0, we will get to divide by 0 error. To avoid this error, we can use NULLIF. If quantity is not 0, this function will return quantity itself back. But if it's 0, it will return null back. So that way you can avoid divide by 0 error. Salary level will be word like high, medium, or low based on the condition. If it's bigger than 80,000, it will be high. If it's bigger than 65,000, it will be medium. For rest of the cases, it will be low. So this column can have one of 3 values: high, medium, or low. So let's run the script. Here we have name, salary, and new column value is medium because 7,000 within this range. That's why we have medium. But here 50,000, it's not in none of ranges. That's why it will be low. 80,000, it's within this range. We have high, and so on. So this is the use case of case operator. It's like if else. This is just else. Here's the use case of Coalesce operator. We have name and department here. If name is null, it will retrieve department. But right now, all the rows have name. That's why we see all the names here. Let's make name null for one of them. So let's here update it to null and save data. I deleted the name for last user. That's why name is null, but we have department. If user has name, we will see name here. If user doesn't have name, we will see department here. That is the use case of Coalesce operator.